Hey everyone, Jamie here. Here's my question for you today. What if there's no such thing as overreaction? Because overreaction is it's not actually a thing. Like, think about it. When you are reacting to something, you are literally reacting exactly in a way that is a reflection of your average dominant vibration, like your average current dominant vibration, in conjunction with whatever unhealed trauma or experiences you have still currently residing within you that relate to whatever just unfolded in front of you. And so while someone on the outside is saying, like, you're really overreacting, it's because they're in a different vibration, they're in a different energy than you, and they are not perceiving it the way that you're perceiving it because they have different experiences, and perhaps they've healed those experiences and you haven't, right? So I was just thinking about this, like, I know that there are times when I say to myself, "Whoa, you just really overreacted about that," right? Like, there are times where I've felt that way. I got mad this weekend about something. And the first thing I thought of when I was on the other side of it, right? When I wasn't in the heat of the moment, but I was on the other side of it and I was no longer emotionally charged about it. And I had released the emotion and I had processed I processed what I was feeling. I had processed what I was thinking. I was on the other side of it. My first instinct is like, I guess that was a bit of an overreaction. And it's like, but it wasn't. It wasn't an overreaction. It was literally a representation of where I was in that moment. It was an accurate reflection of where I was. And it was an accurate reflection of how I perceived the situation. And so, guys, this is just one more reason why the quicker and the more time and effort we put into ourselves, what we are feeling on the inside, what we are thinking on the inside, the more love and attention we can turn inward, the better our outward experience will be. Because everything that we experience on the outside is a reflection of the harmony or discourse that we are carrying within us. So the other part of this, not to go into too many directions with this video, and I just got hungry. Like, my protein shake and like my little cup of keto cereal is right next to me, and my stomach was just like, feed me, Seymour. Who gets the reference? Here's the thing. The other thing that we tend to do when we think, oh my God, I just overreacted, is we tend to veer into the territory of like being critical of ourselves, being judgmental, or critical of others and judgmental of others also, right? Like, we move into the energy of being critical and judgmental. We go down on the vibrational scale. We make a wrong turn and we head in the wrong direction, not in the direction of what we actually desire. So this is how it can impact our manifestations. You know, this is how it can impact us living our best life and just living a life we love and really enjoying our lives. So we can get upset about something and we can feel like, oh, like after the fact, we can just be like, oh, that was such an overreaction, you know, and like we just feel bad about ourselves. But the truth is, every single time that happens, it's actually a beautiful opportunity to process and release what comes up for us, to be aware of the thoughts and feelings, to process them, and then to upgrade them, to anchor into better thoughts and feelings that actually do serve us. See, the thing is, the only way is through. That's what I believe. That's what I believe my life experience has shown me. That's what I believe that my clients' experiences show me. That's my belief. When something comes up for you, you have to go through it. You can't just ignore it. It'll always keep coming back up until you give some attention to it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, how many times are you like, nope, I don't have time for that. Like, I'm not going to think that right now. Nope. Nope. Like, you're just like, that's it. Nope. How many times are you like, I don't like how that feels? You're in an uncomfortable feeling and you reach for your phone and you start scrolling. Or you reach for the remote and you turn on a show. You want to feel better, so you pivot to something that feels better. But like, what I'm trying to say is like, the version of you that has the thing that you desire is not in a constant state of avoidance. The version of you that has what you desire has sat with the uncomfortable thoughts and feelings and released them. You've allowed them up and out of you. You're not just constantly pushing it down again and again and again and again. There is a bridge you have to cross to get from where you are, like where you are over here, and get to over there where you want to be. There is a bridge you have to cross to make that happen. And when you avoid the uncomfortable feelings or the uncomfortable thoughts, or you just kind of like distract yourself, right? Hello, ADHD. I genuinely, so this is a reflection of where I'm at right now. In 10 years, maybe I will be like, oh, I was so silly and wrong. Oh, that's cute. Maybe that's how I'll be. Like, I reserve the right to grow and expand my consciousness and to gain wisdom through experience and through failure and through success and all the things. So, but where I'm at right now is that my ADHD is a coping mechanism that I adopted in my childhood to deal with some really heavy shit that I didn't know how to deal with. It's a trauma response. And my assertion, my hypothesis, when I put my like little scientist researcher cap on, is that when I have healed all of this trauma, residual emotional baggage that I carry around with me, once I have processed and released it, that ADHD will go away. It won't be needed anymore. I will have outgrown it. Like, I will have healed what was causing it. That's my, and I know there are plenty of people out there that are like, that's not how it works. And it's like, cool. Like, you get to believe that, and I get to know this as my truth, because that's what is resonating at my absolute core as truth, and it doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. There are plenty of people like Gabor Mate who are absolutely agree with me. And you know what? I think that's a pretty amazing place to be. So yeah, like, I absolutely believe, by the way, total side note here, like, I absolutely 100%, 1,000,000% with every fiber of my being believe that our bodies were built to heal itself. And when our bodies are functioning optimally, it can heal anything. I absolutely believe that there is such a thing as like toxic overload, and we absolutely can be incredibly weighed down with, again, that emotional baggage and trauma, and that can cause like literally disease in our bodies. And I am not anti-Western medicine. I love innovation. I love advancements in the medical community. And I do recognize that sometimes someone can be so fucking sick that intervention really, I don't even know if I can use the word is necessary, but maybe is necessary to help your body get to a point where it can combat the overload that it's experiencing. Like, I do think, yeah, there is a place where if we don't take some sort of medical intervention, like, your body is facing a losing battle because of how bad we allowed it to get. I definitely think that that's possible. But anyways, I've digressed and gone into so many different tangents here. The bottom line is, I genuinely believe that you can heal your ADHD. I genuinely believe that you can heal your cancer. Whether or not medical intervention is required is absolutely like on a case-by-case basis, and it has to consider your current state of mind and like where you're at mentally, where you're at physically, all the things. But the point I'm trying to make is our bodies were designed to heal ourselves. So I do not think that anything is like a lifetime diagnosis, right? Like, it was just absolutely incredible. Like, when I was a kid, not a kid, sorry, when I was younger, when I was like a young adult, when I was like my early 20s, I went to the dentist, and I want to say they were doing a filling, and she dripped some sort of chemical accidentally onto my gum, and there was a hole in my mouth as a result. It ate through my gum tissue. It burned a hole, exposed my tooth down to the root. And it was so fucking scary and painful. And I kept it clean. You know, I had to like irrigate it with like a water and a solution or whatever. And it like, the gum grew back and filled back in. And like, looking in my mouth, you would never know that happened. But it was like my own, like, it was like one of those firsthand, you know, everybody knows what it's like to like have like a gaping gash in your body, and then it heals and you're like, holy fucking shit, that was really cool, you know? And this was just like another example of that, where it was just like, I had no idea, like, what's about to, like, what is going to happen? Like, does it grow back? Like, will it grow back? Like, am I gonna have this hole in my mouth, you know? And I just remember the dentist just being like, this is remarkable, like, this is incredible, like, how well it grew back for me. And that was just like a really beautiful experience of, like, our body is capable of some really fucking miraculous shit if we're open and available for it. There's so many people that are like, I have this, and that is just my lot in life. And they absolutely reject anyone and anything that suggests that healing is possible. And to that, I quote one of my mentors and I say, they are living their own life experience. I am living mine. They get to have it their way. I get to have it my way. I am not here to live anybody else's life experience, but I am here to live mine and share mine. So, why was I talking about that? How did I get on that tangent? Oh my God, I know it was ADHD related, that's for sure. So I know it had to talk, I got on the tangent that my ADHD is something that I believe and know. I genuinely believe this to be true in the depths of my soul, that my ADHD slowly will disappear. And I will get to the point where I literally at some point in my life will be like, you know what? 10 years ago, I wouldn't have remembered that. Like 10 years ago, I would have lost focus like 2 minutes into this task. Like 5 years ago, this is what, you know, like I just have this knowing that that is happening for me as I resolve this trauma. So I got down on this tangent because what some people do is they distract themselves. Why? Distraction is a trauma response. And in its severe case is like ADHD. That is look at that. Do you see how I pulled that back? I wouldn't have been able to do that a few years ago. It's already happening. The healing is already happening. So, but yeah, that's what people tend to do when they're faced with uncomfortable feelings. They don't tend to face it head on. They tend to avoid it. They tend to push it away. They tend to distract themselves. And they don't want to think about it. They don't want to be in that energy. They don't want to deal with it. But the point I'm trying to make is dealing with it is actually how you get to your manifestation. It's how you get from point A to point B. You go through it. You grow through it. And then you're a different version of yourself once you grow through it and you're on the other side of it. So back to the original thing that I was talking about, when we have experiences and we sort of lose our patience, or we get frustrated, or we get mad, or often we can be critical and judgmental of ourselves. It's like, no, 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 no. Like, we will continue to get angry about that thing until we process that shit. Then it won't make us angry anymore, because we will have healed it and we will have a totally different perspective about it. And it will keep coming up. We will keep having one opportunity after another where the thing triggers us, and it will keep showing up and it will keep triggering us until we sit with it and process it and release it and get it up and out of our body and anchor into different beliefs and anchor into different feelings. And so that's like that is, you've got to see it for what it is. You have to see it for what it is. When we get triggered, when we're annoyed with someone, when we're angry with someone, when we're frustrated with something that's happening, it's a golden opportunity to get some shit up and out of us that's been stuck inside of us, that's unhealed, that's weighing us down, that's clouding our judgment, that's making us see the world a certain way, that's preventing us from getting what we want. Does that make sense? We're all guilty of it. Even I know this, and it happened this weekend. But the difference is I realized what happened, and I've acknowledged it, and I've processed. And listen, I can't say I fully processed it, but I partially processed it. The other thing is, like, when we have a conflict with someone, it actually serves both of us in different ways. So, I was frustrated with someone this weekend, and that person had a major moment of growth. And now, okay, if I was snarky and stupid, honestly, I would say it was at my expense that they had this moment of growth. But the truth was, it served me too. So I got really frustrated with how someone was acting. And I had a moment. I was triggered. I had a reaction. And then it was like an opportunity for them to process their shit. And it was an opportunity for me to process my shit too. Why did that frustrate me? Why did I get angry? What were the thoughts I was thinking? Do those thoughts serve me? No. Do they serve my highest good? No. Do they serve that relationship? No. What would feel better? Oh, this. Okay, how can I stand in my power in this situation? I can do this. Then when I stood in my power, that person stood in their power. And it was resolved. And I wasn't mad anymore. And they had made a conscious decision that served them and that was stepping into their next level selves. It was win-win, but it started out as a conflict where both of us were very triggered. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? This is like hardcore, like this is in it. But this is what happens to us literally every day. It will continue to happen to us every day until we process the shit that's triggering us in the first place. We actually have to see it as a golden opportunity rather than like, I'm mad at so-and-so, or I'm frustrated with so-and-so, and this sucks and that sucks, and this is like a part of life, and I hate this, and this is like victimhood, right? Like, we have to see it for what it actually is. It's just the universe or our higher selves, whatever you want to think, indicating we're out of alignment with what we desire. Our emotions are our guidance system. Our emotions tell us you're off path. You made a wrong turn. You have this destination that you desire. You have this thing that you want. You have this life you want. And your emotions are telling you whether or not you're actually on path and headed in the right direction towards your biggest dreams, desires, and goals. the life that you desire. Or if you're off path, if you made a wrong turn and you're headed in the wrong direction. If we can start more and more to see our emotions for what they actually are, as guidance, it changes everything. But I'm here to tell you, as humans, yeah, we get caught up in our emotions. We forget, we temporarily have amnesia. But the more we drill this into ourselves, the more you watch content like this, the more you think about it, the more you choose to increase your awareness, the shorter the turnaround time is. So you have your moment, but then you handle it. You have the moment, then handle it. And then you're back on track. Nobody just has this linear experience from point A to point B. Everyone gets off track. Everyone makes wrong turns. It's just a matter of how quickly you correct yourself. How quickly you pull a U-ey and get back on track. How does that? I feel like I just said a lot. I feel like I literally just gave a master course. That was a lot. That was a lot. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Did it make sense? Do you have questions? What are the questions? Did you have an aha moment? Could you relate to what I was saying? Even if you just reflect on yesterday or what's happened for you today, can you see this, how this has played out in your life? It is a conscious decision to make this mindset shift. It is a conscious decision to go, holy shit, my emotions aren't what I think they are. Like in the moment, everything is happening for me to release this shit that's stuck inside of me, because that is what's preventing me. That's what's blocking me. That's what's in my way from connecting with what I ultimately desire. My emotions are my guidance system. Anything that's unfolding in front of me is just a reflection of the frequency that I am currently predominantly residing at. And if I want something different, then I need to process what is coming up, upgrade my thoughts, upgrade my beliefs, release these feelings, and that actually will expand me and bring me closer and closer to what I deeply desire. I know I'm in like a total flow state because I literally couldn't repeat what I just said if I wanted to. All right, guys. I'm eager to hear how this lands for you. And as always, ask me the questions. Say the things. I'm happy to respond to any questions you send my way, if I understand them, which I might not, which is unfortunate, but I will try my best. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, as always, is to live and love your life on purpose. Hope you have a great day. Bye, everyone.